My lord.
My faithful second Gorham come to see me in jail.
I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you?
All the things to Sarah, I guess I'm fine, Gorham. How are you?
I could be better. I have bad news, though. The Assembly isn't going to call for you. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years.
So now Balin will be king whenever Father passes.
I'm afraid so. Some of the lords, especially Harrowmont, are suspicious of Balin's instant rise to power. They are rallying, but far too slowly. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us.
Well, tell me then.
I am to be exiled to the surface, but you are to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed.
What does my father say about all this?
Lord Harrowmont says the king is taken ill. He couldn't bear losing 2 of his children at once. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan.
The Grey Wardens would take an exile, a murderer?
The Grey Wardens don't care about a person's past. They recruit for daring, intelligence, and martial power. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads.
And how would I find these Grey Wardens?
They're down there somewhere. It's just a matter of surviving long enough to track them. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it.
Well, you're safer going to the surface.
I would give up all the safety in the world to go down this dark path with you. Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Same to you, my friend.
I will always be your man, my Lord Idukan.
They are ready for you now. Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
I'm innocent.
I want to believe that. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake.
I didn't kill Trian.
I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
Tell my father I'm innocent.
I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
Okay, well, that's that. We have a dagger and a fine dwarven blade. Let's go ahead and equip those then. At the very least. We can't backstab with the sword, but it is a nice sword. Can sell it at least later, or give it to a companion maybe. So let's be off, I guess, and try to find the Grey Wardens. If we are able to, we might have a chance of getting out of here. And then possibly becoming a Grey Warden. Duncan was quite interested in having us for a Grey Warden after all. I didn't think that you could backstab with the longsword, but that certainly seemed to be backstabbing with the longsword. I mean, there's a greatsword even. I wouldn't use that though, not as a rogue, I don't think. Pretty sure that wouldn't be worth using.
It's a trap. I shall do it. Look there, a cunning trap. There. More of the fiends ahead. As you say. We fight for honor.
Okay, not too bad. Didn't have to go kiting him or anything. Waiting a second here for my health to come back. Second dagger there. I'm not even sure if I want to use the dagger, though. This is a pretty nice sword, and I seem to be doing backstabs with it okay, so... Not sure I really need the dagger.
It's a trap.
Nice. Couple good backstabs there with that longsword, and bam, down he goes. Easy enough. Traps? No? Okay.
Very well.
More daggers. Darkspawn dagger is just kind of worse. Not really that much worse, but a little bit worse. That no helmet rulebook, by the way, is just so that we can visually equip or unequip our characters with helmets. Alright, went over here. It just basically removes the helmet from being visible. Yeah, that was pretty good. Darkspawn longsword. Okay, 7 damage, the same thing. They all seem to have -1 dexterity and some armor penetration. Okay. A deep stalker, I see. Okay. Oh, it's not on cooldown yet. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we've got this little back area. Nice, just some more stuff back here. If you didn't see, we did keep all of our gold, so at least we keep that. and the Blood Dragon armor. But otherwise, you lose everything.
There, a cunning trap. I shall do it.
Come on. There we go.
It's a trap. Now we got this. Quickly, we must fight. More of the fiends ahead! As you say.
Alright, easy enough. Superior armor. We cannot use this, requires 20 strength. Okay. That's gonna be the extent of what we can do. Maybe if we find a tank, though, it'd be pretty good. Okay, this is the way we are supposed to go, but I want to explore the other passage down here first. Hello. Alright, so spoilers, guys. This fight is just straight up, like, too hard. Like, there's just, like, no way I'm gonna actually be able to fight all of these guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these deep stalkers here. There are 2 dwarven corpses here. Like, I could try to fight this guy, but he would probably summon his buddies, and yeah, if it's just 2, I could maybe manage it. But with 3 or more, it's pretty dicey. No, it's 4. There's no way. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to grab the stuff and run like hell.
I shall do it.
Got 2 health poultices. I may end up having to use these to actually get out of here alive, but hey, it's 2 more health poultices than I had before, I guess, so, you know, we can swap our armor here. So we'll go ahead and put on the best stuff we have. That way we take the least damage possible. Since I am going to be just taking damage here, I'll just toss on the shield too. And we got stunned. Okay, well, nothing I can do about that. Just gotta wait till it wears off. Okay, with the armor... Oh, okay, stunned again. Do I run slower? I think maybe I do. I don't know. Alright, but yeah, we're just gonna book it towards the Grey Wardens, towards the exit. If I can avoid using a potion here, I will. But I might end up having to. I don't know. We'll see. We're almost there. We're not taking very much damage with the armor on, so...
By the maker.
Save me, Grey Wardens!
Lord Idukan. What are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
I am Lord Idukan no longer.
Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
I was betrayed by my brother.
Lord Trian?
The other brother. No, Balin. Trine is dead.
I see. The brutal intrigue of the dwarven court continues, then. Your father intimated as much. There is no reason for you to walk these deep roads and die for something you did not do. You've already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Idukan. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the deep roads set you apart. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
I would be honored.
Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kaelan. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner. We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan, I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other Wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Wandi, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
You must not have met many members of the noble caste.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
If Your Majesty wishes.
I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
I'm his son, and he was fine when I saw him last.
Well, it seems your story may be even more interesting than I suspected. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
And what do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Wonderful. Let's get this over with then.
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Okay, level up. Screenshot. Quest completed. Codex. The Korcari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside, and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. This is a long one. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from her son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with their ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are many legends about the Great Southern Forest, as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There's nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? Interesting. So the chastened wilder folks are no friends of the men of the upper areas. It's very similar, actually, to Game of Thrones, to that story.
Shall be done.
I wonder if this was inspired by that at all. With Game of Thrones, of course, the wildlings are to the north, and here they are to the south, but it seems to be the same kind of idea.
Make a watch over you, my lord.
So now we go and loot everything we possibly can around here, since nobody seems to care what we take, and we'll need supplies, I assume. So we'll take all the things that we possibly can, and thankfully I am a rogue, which means I get to pick every lock. I guess other classes could also have lock picking, but rogue's the best option for it because you need cunning in order to pick locks, and cunning benefits melee dagger rogues very, very well for their melee stats later on. Once you get a certain talent. Normally your strength and dexterity are what propel your melee as a rogue, but there's a talent in a bit that we'll get at level 8, I think, that will give us the ability to use our cunning instead.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Kind of like in the old D&D games, you could pick up a skill or talent called Finesse, which would allow you to use your dexterity in place of your strength to calculate your chance to hit and damage bonuses for melee weapons, for certain kinds of melee weapons.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Where's Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Exile is there, but Tairn Logain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Do a lot of dead cat swinging, do you? Is there somewhere I can get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
And where is the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Logain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Logain wild, that does.
The Circle of Magi is here.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
And do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible. Go on, then.
Okay, I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you, then.
Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Kokari Wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chastened Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Exile, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. Okay, right. This place was made to fend off the Chastened Wilders. Kind of like the wall in Game of Thrones was made to fend off the wildlings, wild folk, the free folk. Templars and mages. I guess as a dwarf we never would have seen these before.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
The Fade?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
I apologize, I'll go elsewhere. As a dwarf, I guess we really wouldn't know too much about this. Dwarves, of course, are not immune to magic, but we have resistance to magic, and we are not able to become mages or work with lyrium, the magical substance that makes mana potions, as well as is used to create magical weapons. I wanted to check and see if I could turn the volume up real quick on dialogue, or maybe turn down other stuff, I guess. A tiny bit. That should do. When somebody named...
Good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Okay, the religious people providing moral support for the troops, I suppose. Cleric, yes. Can I turn on overhead dialogue like, is there an option for that? Let's see here. Audio. I don't see an option for that anywhere, so I guess not. Maybe it's not. Ah, here we go. Subtitles. Yes, conversation and ambient dialogue. Yes, okay, there we go. Cool. Now we'll see the dialogue above their heads as well, hopefully. Okay.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
Guess she wasn't interested, my man.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
And who are you?
The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Maybe they will. We'll see.
It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
I'll watch your back if you watch mine.
I suppose I could do that. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
One of our fellow recruits. You don't mind if I, just, apparently not. Okay.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
I can't say I have.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
Well, do you need help tracking her down?
Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find her myself.
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some, goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Let's see what you have first, just your regular goods.
Let me know what you'd like.
Okay, let's get to selling some stuff. Yeah, I don't need most of this stuff. I don't think. For now, I'll keep one regular dagger. I don't need this, don't need this. I will keep a nice iron armor for now for my tank. This is just a gem that can be sold for whatever reason. And that should be good. We'll keep all these things. These can all be used for crafting potions and such. Guess I lost my other grease trap plan, though maybe I still know how to make it, I'm not sure. I do have, I think, level 1 poison making, if I'm not mistaken. Should I buy some of these things? Well, these are for herbalism. I won't be an herbalist myself, but I will eventually have an herbalist in my group. These are fairly cheap too. Could go ahead and make these. In fact, I think it's cheaper to buy these than it is to craft healing potions myself, or poultices, I guess. So I might as well go ahead and buy them all. It only counts as 1 stack of our 70 inventory slots, so it's not a big deal. Could have like 9 of those if I wanted to. Backpack, I definitely want to. Weapons-wise, do you have anything good? Or is it all just... It's not really anything that I need. All the daggers are not that great, which is my main weapon, so I'm going to pass on that. Armor is, whatever. I don't need this stuff, really. Crafting stuff here. The flasks are, I think, pretty good, and I have poison making. I don't have improved poison making, but I probably could pick it up if I wanted to. Concentrated venom's also pretty good. Interesting thing about the poisons is that this is for the venoms and stuff like that. This is for coating your weapon with. And all the venoms, the various types stack, so you can have quite a bit of extra damage on your weapon. Bit pricey, but I mean, we have 29 gold, so why not? I'll go ahead and buy these two because I want them eventually, and I have the money, so might as well do it now, I guess. This stuff is all kind of, whatever. I mean, I guess I could have some flasks. It'd be nice to be able to make some potions, even though I don't have the skill myself. I'm not sure. I don't think any of my party members will have the skill either, though, so maybe I'll hold off on buying flasks for now. I'm pretty sure most merchants will carry plenty of flasks for me in the future. Shouldn't be a big deal. Elf fruit and deep mushroom, these are pretty common. I won't buy any of those for right now. No reason to buy them. I'm good with that for now. Tranquil.
Welcome, young man.
Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
You speak very strangely. Why is that?
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
They're not feared by dwarves.
Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily, and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
How is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
I feel badly for you.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance?
What is an enchantment exactly?
It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
What sort of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well.
I should go.
Goodbye.
Chest here, but I cannot unlock it.
Hail to you.
I missed talking to Wynne because I got distracted by this cleric, so let's talk to Wynne real quick.
Greetings, young man. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Pleased to meet you.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
Are you fighting alongside the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Do you know much about Darkspawn?
Some. Do you? Do you know about the connection between them and the Fade, for example?
Not much. I am a dwarf, after all.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
So, Darkspawn are just dream spirits?
Sadly, no. They are kin to neither the gentle Fade spirits nor the malevolent demons. Shamefully, they were once the souls of men. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
You humans near Chantry,
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
I'll just kill every Darkspawn I see.
A wise attitude. It's worked well for me in the past. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
We who betrayed your prophet Andraste now beg your forgiveness.
Wynne, I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynne's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the Tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. She's a healer, I see. Magical healing.
King Kaelin and guide him as he faces this terrible evil. Watch over Terran Loghain and give him the wisdom to bring us victory against the Scourge of Shadow. Watch over Ferelden, the homeland of Holy Andraste. Keep her people safe from the Darkspawn. Let us bow our heads and offer prayers to the Maker, that he might find us worthy.
The Maker, who created him, was king of the Golden City, which turned black because the Tevinter Imperium mages invaded it to usurp it as their own, but instead they were cast out, corrupted, and became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chantry says. Chantry does not seem to like mages too much, and seems to blame them for all the ills of the world. Kennelmaster.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari, smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
That's a big doggo. Okay, let's put the muzzle on.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
Okay, I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Mabari warhounds. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from a horseback or break lines with pikemen, and the sight of the sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Turn Loghain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. I'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Ash Warriors.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Grey Wardens. A respectable decision.
You know much about us dwarves?
Some, like all Ash Warriors. Our training originates from the dwarves. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors, as you should well know.
You trained with the Dwarven Berserker warriors?
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Luthias the Dwarf Son. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind, long ago.
So you are the same as Berserkers in Orzammar?
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
And why have you painted your dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with hideous, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
Do you paint everybody, though? I mean, what about the other soldiers? Surely you're not painting literally everybody with it, or maybe you are, I don't know. What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The Wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
That'd be rough. You raise a dog until it's an adult and ready to fight, and then it goes and fights a darkspawn, and it's dead. This is a knight, different from the soldiers we've seen. Oops, didn't mean to click past you, good sir.
Welcome to the King's camp, my lord.
As you say.
I can feel it inside me.
Must have gotten some darkspawn blood on him, in him, whatever.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The darkspawn are coming.
There are Grey Wardens here, you know.
The Grey Wardens will die. The King will die. We'll all die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
Is it possible he has important information?
The commander who brought him here didn't seem to think so.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Okie dokie.
I don't want to see anymore. I close my eyes and... Please just leave me be.
I apologize if the soldier disturbed you. Ever since they found him in the wilds, he's been like this. It's so sad.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Yes, I am Wandi.
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arlaman. I wasn't aware dwarves could be Grey Wardens. I've only seen a few of your folk in the castle dealing with the smithy.
Not all dwarves are smiths, you know.
Of course. My father was the castle smith, so I encountered dwarves through him. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
Aren't you nervous about fighting Darkspawn?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't. As a boy, my mother told us Darkspawn hunted down all children who misbehaved. It is a foolish superstition, I know, but I still shiver when I think of fighting them. Tell me, has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
It's all a big secret, apparently.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
It shall be done.
Prisoner, huh?
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me?
You haven't been sentenced?
No. They put someone like me in a cage until someone important has time to decide what to do with me. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you? All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
And why would I want to help you?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
Did they not find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
Ew. I'll, see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
And why do you want to desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
I actually had a chat with him.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He asked for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you miss one meal. This man will be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Tell me why you're in there first.
I'm a deserter. Or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
And I bet you're as innocent as a sunrise.
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
If you weren't deserting, why sneak around the camp?
Oh, I would have deserted eventually. Just not then. I was stealing, not sneaking out of the camp. I got one of those wizards drunk and took his key. It belongs to a chest they got here, full of magical treasures. In fact, I still have it. I can't use it from here, but I'd trade you for some food and water.
Okay.
Just ask my guard for his.
Right. Okay, let's get the,
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Yep, we've got it. Here you go.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Right, so, going over there right now, where the Tranquil, I don't know. It does have a quest marker here. I can't imagine you'd be okay with me taking this, though.
That course of action is inadvisable.
Okay, we'll be back later. Fair enough.
Sorry, the main army camp is off limits for you right now.
Okay, there's the main army camp, but we can't go there just yet. There's Duncan and these other two recruits by the fire. Loghain, this is Taryn Loghain's tent then, I guess.
You approach the tent of Taryn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about the Taryn.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tarn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Is the Tarn inside? What's he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
But surely you could tell me a little bit about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tarn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tarn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tarn Loghain tells him. Without the Tarn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
But I have an audience with the Tarn?
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
Not a Grey Warden just yet.
You impressed His Majesty nonetheless. He could not contain his excitement over your meeting. Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
A fascination you don't share?
The Wardens are impressive, but not as relevant as Kaelin thinks. You're no surface dwarf, I can see it in your eyes. Smart of the Grey Wardens to look for new recruits in Orzammar. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I certainly hope so.
Here for the glory, huh? Fair enough. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
And if he doesn't?
Then simply pray.
Okay, so the king and the Terran are arguing over strategy, it seems. This is the king's tent.
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent right now.
Tell me about the king. You must have seen him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
I guess we'll see in the coming battle.
That's how the Teyrn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Teyrn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Teyrn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
Interesting. So, King Kaelin's father, who was at war with the Orlesians because they invaded Ferelden, elevated Teyrn Loghain up to the rank of noble. He was previously a commoner because he led Ferelden's armies to victory against the Orlesians and drove them out. And then the king's son, Kaelin, wound up marrying the daughter of Loghain. And Teyrn is a title for a nobleman, I suppose, a noble lord. Interesting. So, the Teyrn Loghain is King Kaelin's father-in-law. I should go.
As you wish.
Aren't we receiving a large number of reinforcements from the Grey Wardens in Orlais soon?
Well, not if your king has anything to say about it. He wants to march into battle as soon as possible. Not wait for reinforcements, as he's been directed to by Duncan. Guess we'll see how that goes.
Look carefully, men. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
Ugh, so not only do you have to worry about not dying, you have to worry about not getting infected and dying after the battle, too.
Well, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything.
It has begun.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
Probably not a great idea to be hungover for the battle. But then again, might not have a chance to have a drink again. Just out here praying, are we?
Peacekeepers, the champions of the just.
Okay.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just.
Shouldn't you be, messenger?
Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
I have no reason to lie, but, yes, I do.
Then what is... Oh, wait. Are you the one I'm supposed to give Sir Garland's sword to? Because I think the smith's done with it.
Yes, you're supposed to give the sword to me.
Oh, that's such a relief. You really saved me from the switch for sure. I'd best get back to my duties again before I get in more trouble.
Boy, you're gonna be in trouble once your master finds out that, you gave the sword to the wrong person.
Hello again. You need something now?
Just saying hi. Thanks for the sword.
Oh, alright. Nice to see you again.
Nice lad, but not very smart. Is it good? It's at least as good as mine.
There are lots of darkspawn, different kinds. We're getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlog. They're pretty common in the Horde, but we've seen others much larger. We don't know where these new darkspawn are coming from or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. There aren't any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
Stick 'em with the pointy end. Got it. Okay, I think I've exhausted just about everything except for going and talking to Alistair himself. Maybe up here. We need to go up here yet. And check out the area first, then we'll go and talk to Alistair afterwards. Then maybe hit the vendor before we head out. Right, that quest marker is for the chest, which we can't get into just yet. War Council, servants getting ready to prepare for the War Council to come here, I guess. Leather helmet. I don't have a helmet right now, so I guess go ahead and put one on. The only downside of putting armor on is that you lose fatigue, or your abilities cost more fatigue, which is the yellow bar here, and it's not really a big deal. I am mostly auto-attacking, so I'd rather be like as armored as I can be. Let me check the Dwarven armor here, and look at it here. Okay, nothing really special here. It gives you +1 armor if you're equipped with full Dwarven armor, which, I am. Looks like I do have full Dwarven armor, yeah. Okay. I guess I don't have to have a helmet on to have it considered to be a full set.
Well met.
May I fetch something for you?
A pint of ale would do, but I don't suppose I could have that, so alright. There's Alistair, the man of the hour.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
How can a dwarf be a mage?
You never know, these mages sneak up on you. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit, from Orzammar. I should have recognized you right away, I apologize.
Well, that's alright. You must be Alistair.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Wandy.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
We have been fighting them for centuries.
Hard to believe most folks here think the Darkspawn disappeared after the last Blight, when your people still suffer every day. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
What is a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then. The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous, so they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Well, I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh, that's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Bunch of runes. So we have Alistair in our party now. Warden's longsword, great iron. Not quite as good as the longsword I have here, though. As my new Warden companion, Alistair, here, I give you this fine dwarven blade forged by my brethren, +2 attack. Pretty much the same otherwise, though. And let's give you a helmet as well, since you seem to have none right now. And as well, I bequeath to you this very fine, superior dwarven guard armor. Nice. Otherwise, you seem to be fairly well equipped. Go ahead and put some potions on your bar since you are going to be my tank. These are so hard to... There we go. Okay, good. Take a look at your talent tree here and your tactics as well real quick. So, skills, you have just combat training, okay. And spells and talents. So you're already on the Templar path. Righteous Strike. Templars are enforcers specifically chosen to control mages and slay abominations. Each hit against an enemy spellcaster drains its mana by 0.25 times damage dealt. Okay. So mana drain, essentially. Powerful. Through training and hard work, the warrior gains 25 health and 10% fatigue reduction for wearing armor. Okay, so they have less penalties for wearing armor, because wearing more armor means that your skills cost more fatigue to cast, or cost more stamina to cast. Cool, and this is passive, alright. I'll want to get you Threaten and Taunt as soon as possible to get you some more warrior-like abilities. He has a bunch of abilities, but they're all in like Weapon and Shield right now, which is good. We're going to want this stuff eventually, but I think that having him draw good aggro and being able to taunt everything is more important in the immediate future. Can't go over here. And I do believe that is everything here, with the exception of the chest, which I can't get right now. We'll assume we can get that later. Talk to everybody. And I think it's time we talk to Duncan and go ahead and see what this mission he has for us is. But that is going to be next episode, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.